All right, the alcohol video, here we go. I want to start off by saying that whenever I used to see people talking about their alcohol-free journeys on Facebook, on Instagram, I would be super triggered. I would get really angry and I would think, oh, wow, you just must think you're so much better than everybody else, or you're so much better than I am. But I've been on both sides of that, and I just want to challenge you, if you feel like turning off this video, don't. Listen to the end. It's going to be a quick one, but also, take some time to reflect on why it makes you angry. Because for me, I've learned that other people's wellness journey, their journey with being alcohol-free was kind of like a mirror for me. It sort of was like pressing on a bruise that I had. Reflect on why it triggers you, why it makes you angry, because maybe you have to evaluate your relationship with alcohol. If you offered me a drink right now, I would say, no thanks, I don't drink. And I say that really confidently. And at first, that was a real struggle for me. So I would avoid situations, I would avoid social gatherings, because I didn't want to have to explain it. Alcohol is one of those things that's like a really toxic substance that you have to explain to people why you don't use it. But I think it's because when somebody doesn't drink, you're going against what's normal. So I don't tend to get any questions anymore about why I don't drink, because I answer that question so confidently. And if people press me as to why I don't drink, I just say, for me, it's a health decision. I mean, you don't have to have a problem with alcohol to stop using it. I would also say it might be time to reevaluate your relationship with alcohol if some of these things sound familiar. If you start out the night by saying, I'm going to have one or two, but you always end up having more. If you've ever blacked out and don't remember portions of the night. If a partner or a friend has ever tried talking to you about your alcohol and how much you drank. If you've ever injured yourself while drinking alcohol, broken a bone. I broke my collarbone at home on a wine night drinking with my roommate and tripped over my cat. That was probably one of the last straws for me. And if you drink alone, I used to love doing that. And also if you're using alcohol to numb or escape. If you use it to manage stress, these are a few different scenarios that might be a good idea to evaluate your relationship with alcohol and why you're using it. What did I replace my drinking nights with? Sleep. It's crazy how exhausted I was. When I was a drinker, I would drink on a Friday night or a Saturday night. I would go to the LC or the wine store and get my bottle of wine, and I was absolutely exhausted by the end of the work week. And then I should have just gone home, drank some water, ate some protein, and got my butt to the gym and then went to bed. But I would stay up and drink my wine till 2 a.m, eat a wheel of brie, and then feel like crap for the rest of the weekend. So what did I replace my drinking nights with? Things that my body actually needed. Sleep, working out, and journaling, yoga, stuff that was actually healthy for me. I know for me, my relationship with alcohol wasn't healthy. I was using it to numb, and I was using it as an escape from the stress that I was going through when I was going through a divorce. It was horrific. It was really bad. So I was abusing it for sure. And I wasn't somebody that drank every day. I was a weekend binge drinker, which is terrible. What was my first step to stop drinking? So I stopped drinking right before Christmas. In 2019, December 19th, and Christmas Eve was my biggest drinking night of the year. My last Christmas Eve, I had drank so much red wine at my mom's that I had to be carried out and then carried into my house, and I don't remember that. That is really scary. And what I did was I had to write down the person that I wanted to be. What did she look like? What did she wear? What did she do for work? What were her hobbies? Every little detail. And I really just had to evaluate what I was doing in my life and then looking at who I wanted to be and closing that gap. And I think that's why people make a decision to not drink and then it doesn't stick. I think it's because how they view themselves doesn't align with who they want to be. So it's really hard to picture yourself without alcohol. I know that was a really, really big decision for me. I didn't think in a million years that I would ever quit drinking wine. It was my way to relax. It was my way to socialize, but I was definitely borrowing from tomorrow. So I was always in a deficit. And I think walking away from something that doesn't love you back is not restriction. A lot of people think, oh, you're really restricting yourself when you don't drink. Walking away from something that doesn't love you back is self-respect. It's not restriction. And then there are other people that say, oh, but we're all going to die anyways, right? Like everything kills us. Everything causes cancer. But for me, it's about the quality of life while I'm alive. Yes, everything is not good for us. There's so many things, right? But I think if you can just pick one thing, the one thing in your life that causes you discomfort when you think about quitting it or starting it, freedom is on the other side of that.